Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap, and today we will study about Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. This is a government scheme and it is important from all the examination point of view. And why am I saying so? Because this particular scheme, it was in news recently, and whichever scheme is in news, it becomes important from the examination point of view. Alright, so today we'll cover this one. But before that, to our new audience, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can also join our Telegram channel to get the PDF of every lecture that we provide on YouTube. And currently, we are offering 40% off on our NABARD Grade A course. And to avail this particular offer, you have to use the code NABARD40. And do remember that this particular code, it is valid till 31st October 2021 only. Right. So as we always do, before knowing about what a scheme is, let us first understand that why was it introduced and why we need to study it, right? Any scheme that is introduced, it has a motive, it has a aim, right? So here in this case, what happened? Actually, the soil condition of India, you can say, it was degrading constantly at a constant rate. What does it mean? Basically, at one side we are using a lot of chemical fertilizer that is making our soil condition, you can say, not good, because whenever we use chemicals it degrade the quality, right? So this was degrading the quality. Along with that, because we are using the same type of crops again and again, what happened, the natural content, mineral content that was available in soil, it also it deplete, right? Or it depleted. That is why we needed something new scheme that would aware the people about it, and also to work on this particular thing, what that to preserve soil, whatever nutrients that are present there, whatever the quality of soil which India beholded before. So that is why this particular paramparagat means what? It means traditional, right? So this paramparagat, and then we have Krishi Vikas Yojana. It means what? Whatever. Krishi means farmer, Vikas means progress, Yojana means scheme. So a progressing farmer with the paramparagat or traditional way, this is what this particular scheme means. And why do we need to study it? Because in October 2021, 10 new districts, they were included in this particular yojana or scheme. Those the name of those districts are not important from examination point of view, because never a specific question on particular districts would be asked. But yes, because this particular scheme, it resurfaced again in the news due to this factor, that is why we should study for the whatever examination that are coming ahead. All right, so we'll go with what? We'll go for some the basic information that can be asked in the examination, whatever you are preparing for. We'll start with the launch year. So this particular scheme, it was launched in 2015, and with an aim of here, there are many aim, but the primary aim that we have to look at is to increase soil fertility. That is why what that was the sole motive, right? Because the condition of soil, it was degrading, and thereby helps in production of healthy food, right? Because of the good fertility only, the production of the food, or you can say the quality or the health of the food will also increase through organic practices. Now we have said, okay, to preserve soil, we have introduced or launched this particular scheme, but what would be done in that? Here the aim is to retain the quality of soil, or you can say replenish the quality of soil by following what? By following organic practices that you should know. Okay, these organic practices is an important term, without the use of agrochemicals. And whatever we say organic, we mean least or no agrochemicals or any chemical that is used. That is what organic farming is, right? So what is, why we have used paramparagat or traditional way? Because in India, this concept of fertilizer and everything, it was introduced especially during the green revolution, when the cultivation, when the focus on the cultivation on wheat and rice, it grew more, right? That was the time when the consumption of fertilizer also increased. But here today at this moment, because even the farmers, they are not much educated on how much quantity of nutrients should be applied. Although they are written, the instructions are written, but still it is human tendency to think that if we apply more fertilizer, the production would be more. And apart from that, there are second reason why this fertilizer consumption in it increased. Just a few fertilizers here in case of India, that would be our basic nitrogen fertilizer, or apart from that, that is potassium and phosphorus, that would be NPK. In order would be nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. K for potassium, P for phosphorus, N for nitrogen. All right. Now what happened? See, farmer, he does not check whatever nutrients are present in soil before he sow a crop, right? So what happens sometime, there is a separate video that I've already made, in which I have also tell about all the nutrients that are present in soil, right? So basically there are 17 essential nutrients that are required by plants. Now what happened, farmer, he is aware of just NPK. Why? Because this NPK, it is needed in much more amount than the rest. All right. So farmer is much familiar with these fertilizer, apart from the others that exist or that should be used. Now what happens, for example, if the soil, it is you can say it lacks zinc, right? So farmer does not know it. Why? Because he hasn't done soil testing before sowing. What he would do, he was just keep applying NPK again and again, thinking that maybe NPK is lesser in amount. For him it's just a fertilizer, more than what nutrient does it provide, right? So what happened in this case, neither that particular fertilizer is of any use. Why? Because that is not the lack of nutrient that was available, that was lacked in soil, right? And secondly, what happens due to this, the contamination of soil also occur, and the production of the crop is also not good, because again the nutrient that it required, it lagged, it does not fulfilled because of that, right? So for this aim, so what was the main objective of explaining all this? Basically fertilizer consumption, it started especially during the green revolution. Before that we were solely focused on our organic method. Basically we did not used to use any chemicals, whatever be the cultivation or yield, it was pure organic in nature. Or if we used some biological methods, for example biopesticides, biofertilizers, for the increment of the yield, right? So this particular scheme, it aims to go back to that era when we were more organic, when we used to produce more organic food than we grow now, because that is depleting the quality of soil. Next, under which nodal ministry does it comes in? So it comes in under Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Then what are the different components under it? So basically on which component, there are some, you can say, some tasks that would be done under this, right? So here components means that what are the tasks that it would do. So here the first thing that comes is model organic cluster demonstration. So what does it mean? So basically in model organic cluster demonstration, for example, see, read it word by word, then you would be able to understand. All right. So model is what, basically in school time also, in college time, you also make used to make models, right? To have a basic, you have a model is kind of an example, right? Example you make, or when you try to impart your ideas, or when you want to express your ideas, right? So you make a small models of it, that how the things would go, right? So model organic cluster demonstration. Okay, cluster means a group, right? So what happened basically in this scheme, what would happen, a cluster would be formed of people, the farmers. Okay, cluster means group of farmers would be formed. For what purpose? To show them, to demonstrate them how this organic farming is done. Although see, to some extent farmer know about it, right? Because they are doing this business for a longer time. But the farmers that used to exist before, they knew much more about it, because after a while, generation after generation, the farmers family, they started to depend on the fertilizers, right? That is why in this, under this scheme, what would happen, a particular demonstrations would be done in clusters, in a group, right? So that what would happen, because initially this particular organic farming, it takes time to show result, right? Initially the yield would be less because the fertilizer they provide instant nutrient, while in organic farming we are slowly and gradually we are helping to the field or the you can say soil to prosperous itself, right? So here it is a long take it a long you can say time taking process, all right? So what happens in this particular you can say a village or many people, the land is clustered and people they are aware about the organic farming. And next is model organic farm. So in this particular system, as the name suggests, simply it would be of the demonstration that how can you can convert whatever field that you have into a proper organic farming, all right? So these are the components under this particular scheme. If you go for what are the different objectives, with what aim, with what objective this particular scheme it was made, to promote organic farming among rural youth. Okay, because why is it written so? Because the farmers and rural youth, although they are still to some extent they are engaged in farming, but they have now shifted to the chemical farming. But we have to make them come back to where we were before, when the health of the soil was good, when the health of the people was good because of eating organic food, right? So this is the one of the objective. Then is to disseminate latest technology. So our aim is just not to go traditional in way of how we used to even do agronomic practices in agriculture. This means yes, we would not use chemicals, but it does not mean we will not use any modern facility, right? Whatever model technology we have, we would integrate them into the organic farming. Next is to utilize the service of experts from public and agriculture research system of India. So we will include all the experts, all the scientists, to have a better way of this. Then organize a minimum of one cluster demonstration in the village, and in every village there should be at least one cluster demonstration, means people in group with the fields in group, because that is because in that way it would reach out to more and more people, right? So this is a particular objective of this particular scheme. I hope you're getting it. Next comes what are the key features, what are the important features of this scheme. We'll start with the one which says 50 or more farmers will form a cluster. I said initially, right, that they would be taught in group about this particular thing. So either 50 or more will form a cluster having 50-acre land to take up the organic farming under the scheme. So basically 50 or more people, they will form a cluster with how much land? 50 acre for the organic farming purpose, this particular purpose. Then there will be no liability on the farmers for expenditure on certification. Certification of what? Certification of this into transforming into the organic farming. The farmers, they are given this particular ease, that they do not would have to hard and fast whatever expense they have to do for this particular conversion of field and making field organic. Because of, why would a farmer do that? Why would, if a farmer would have to first of all shift to organic farming, that is wholesome a different process than the traditional than the conventional way they do that of the use of chemicals, right? And then they would have to spend everything on this new process also, right? So that is why this particular thing, it is given liberty to the farmers for so. Then support is also provided for group and farmer producer organization. Farmer producer organization is nothing but when all the farmers they come together for, you can say, marketing purpose, especially for selling and buying of stuff that comes under the farmer. So this particular organization, you would say, it is made up of it constitute all the farmers only, right? Support, so this support would be provided for the farming, training, certification, value addition, marketing of the organic produce. Basically, see, you cannot just grow and then you just simply sell all the organic material. You should have a certification. There are many process in India from which you can get. For example, you have participatory guarantee schemes also, and there are other schemes also. So basically, what does it mean? That this particular scheme, that is Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana, it would help even the farmer producer organization, that is FPO, or other groups that are formed by the farmers for proper training that how to do organic farming. Apart from that, they also give, they would take care of the certification. They would ensure that the people they have who have undergone training, they get certificate which would be useful in the other steps of the whatever formalities organic farmer who a farmer basically who do organic farming he has to face. So certification would be provided, and apart from that, whatever marketing of organic produce, how to do, every support would be provided under this particular scheme. Next comes, under this program, what would happen? Financial assistance of rupees 50,000 per hectare per 3 years is provided for cluster formation. Okay, so what would happen? Financial assistance would be provided. See, in above point you can see that they are not liable for expenditure on certificate, right? So basically this scheme, it would also spend money to aware people. So what would happen? Basically 50,000 per hectare per year, 3 years. Okay, every 3 year this amount will be given, not every year, right? For what and why would this money be spent on? What this money would be spent for? Cluster formation, for making of groups of cluster. Then capacity building, to basically capacity building is nothing but the skill, the development of skills in the farmer. Then incentives for inputs. Incentives for inputs means whatever incentives are basically some you can say some offers that are given by the government, so that people they get attracted, here in this case farmers, for inputs, for whatever input that is required, right? Or businessmen, not only the farmers but to attract the businessmen also. Then value addition and marketing. What is value addition? Whenever quality of a particular thing is increased, I'll explain you this by an example for better understanding. For example, if you're selling apples that have been, you have just harvested from your field, some are bigger in size, some are smaller, some are in good shape, while some are other are not. If you're going to sell it, it would go in average rate, right? But if you segregate them, all the good ones and bigger ones at one side, then all shapeless on another, then small size another, then you'll have a better rate, because now value has been added. Now the quality of product has been increased, right? So with this input of organic farming, the value would be added. See, if you go to the market, if something, if you are buying something and one is like normal, another thing is organic, automatically the value of it would be increased, right? And that is why you need a certification as well as a farmer, to have this authenticity that yes, your product is organic, you're just not saying it for the sake of saying, right? So value addition is very important, and then marketing and everything would be kept in in accordance under this scheme. And for that 50,000 would be spent every year, every 3 years, sorry, per hectare, all right, wherever this cluster is being formed by the scheme in that area. Apart from that, organic cultivation on either side of river Ganga, because we are also now looking for to preserve Ganga, right? So area around it, it should have organic farming as per the thought process while making this particular scheme, so that the particular area does not get contaminated, right? Because we know that Ganga, it is sacred for us, so the area around it, it should be organic, and that is why it is thought in this particular thinking, in this particular scheme. Large area certification and support for individual farmers have also been introduced under this particular to increase organic production. Okay, so everything that whatever support a farmer needs, a cluster should be formed initially, and then what would the Ganga, alongside the river Ganga, this particular theme scheme, it would work on. These are the key features of this particular scheme. So that is all for today. I hope you understood this session well. If you do not, comment down in the section below, I'll try to answer them, or revert when if I found that there is a genuine question, right? So thank you so much for watching this lecture. I hope you are studying well for your examination, and we'll meet again with another lecture. Until then, thank you so much.